Bloody, that shoes is inside shoes, yeah?
Yep. Only inside with these shoes. So what's happening in Spain? Well, I think the last update we gave, deaths had been in the 800s for 5 days, and we were hoping that it would start to drop. Okay, it didn't. It went up to 950 the day before, and then yesterday fell slightly back to 932. Okay. But we definitely seem to be on a plateau. The curve went up steeply and then flattened out, and I think that's still a continuation of that. And if you look at what's happened in Italy, they've started to reduce slightly, and I still hope that's what's going to happen in Spain. And it seems like we must be 117,000 confirmed cases. I mean, there's still a lot of reports around about how widely the infection is actually spread in the community, in the population, and it's probably much wider than that. So that figure, you can't really place too much reliance on it, but it does seem to be slowing. So, I mean, in Spain, the worst affected areas are still Madrid, followed by Catalonia, where we are. The ban was extended for 2 weeks. I mean, the lockdown was extended for 2 weeks until April the 12th. Where are we now? April the... what date is it? 4th. Right. And in this second 2-week lockdown, all non-essential work was prohibited. The lockdown is quite severe, and what I say to people I'm speaking to in the UK is, I still have the feeling in the UK people are not really taking it as seriously as they should. Yesterday reported 684 deaths, which is up quite a bit. I don't remember what the figure was the previous day, but it's increasing quite rapidly. So 3,605 deaths in total in the UK so far. But there's an interesting report in The Guardian. I mean, all these figures, it's so difficult to know really what the accurate figures are, but there's a report in The Guardian today pointing out that these figures that the British government's reporting are delayed. So the 684 reported yesterday, or the figures reported in previous days, are not actually people who died on that day. It reflects when deaths were reported into the centre. Okay, so some of that 684 are actually people who died maybe days, and The Guardian says even weeks ago. All right. When also the UK figures were only reporting deaths in hospitals. So, for example, deaths in the community, people who died at home or elsewhere, maybe in nursing homes or whatever, weren't being included in the official government figures.
Oh, really?
So in the UK, the curve, according to The Guardian, is probably actually steeper than just looking at the government figures. So, I was talking to my mom, to Granny and Auntie Maureen the other day, and I was saying to them, look, everybody's contacting me from the UK saying, are you okay in Spain? No, Spain is not okay. But if you think UK is okay, I think they're going to be in for an unpleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Also, spreading more outside London. I mean, what else? Andorra, 439 cases as of yesterday.
That's quite a lot.
17 dead. But it doesn't seem to be increasing exponentially. And in most countries, the cases have been increasing exponentially. If the graph is correct in Andorra, which of course, we can't be sure that it is, if the graph is correct, the rate of increase is just a straight line. There's also a report in the press there about possible steps to relax the lockdown in about 2 to 3 weeks' time.
Okay.
If the statistics head in the right direction.
Mm.
I really worry, I think we're all really worried about other countries as well. I mean, the United States seems like it's heading for a really terrible time. Also really worried about, the rest of the world.
What do you think of Japan?
Well, the figures seem to be increasing. I mean, I'm not following the reports in Japan very closely, but I saw cases in Tokyo were 115 new cases yesterday, first time over 100. And the chart for Japan seems to be, it went up and then peaked and came down a bit, and now it seems to be going up again.
Yeah, I got a message from my friend. He went to his same age as Kai, and there's an inauguration of the high school, so he went.
When?
Like today? Or yesterday?
Am I allowed to say that's crazy? I mean, the figures in Japan seem a lot lower than Europe, for example. But, I mean, life in Europe has almost totally been put on hold. I mean, all schools are closed. Exams in the UK this year won't happen. So the exams they take at 16, GCSEs, and 18 A-levels have been cancelled. And grades will be basically worked out on the basis of teacher assessments based on what they know about the students and their work during the year, and probably something similar for universities as well. I'm surprised. We're getting on okay. Kazu said to me yesterday for the first time, "Daddy, I'm bored." I've asked him quite a few times, are you getting bored yet with Fortnite? No. We have two televisions, right, and one of them was in our bedroom, but I've moved it down into the basement and tidied up the basement a lot because that's now, there's like a little Wii U corner down in the basement. So the kids are happy with that. Kai seems okay as well. I think he's getting a bit bored. We've been watching some good movies. If you ask the kids what movie they want to watch, I mean, it's something like Avengers or some superhero movie or Boss Baby or something like that. But we've been watching some good, dramas. What did we watch the other night? The Mule, starring Clint Eastwood. That's great. What else did we watch? What was it on? Oh, Apollo 13. Girls seem okay. Mama's keeping them pretty busy with activities, some cooking, making things. Some of the presents they got for their birthday were, sort of needlework things. So they've been doing that. And a bit of gardening as well.
すごい綺麗。
赤と黄色と青と紫。
リア、
綺麗。
今日何しましたか？
畑。
そう、種まいたの教えてあげたら？
最初はバジルとオクラ。あ、ママさ、これオクラやったの？
違う、ちょっ
じゃあこれはオクラシソです。オクラシソ。で、これはかぼちゃ。で、これはなんだっけ？何も入れてない？
そこにシソを巻こうと思って間違えちゃったママ。じゃあいいよ、オクラもう一個あっちに混ぜとこ
それで、こっちはなんだっけ？何これ？
パセリ。
パセリとひまわり。とこっちはわかんない。まあいろいろイチゴとかいろいろ。
ね。
じゃあ私小さな木ずっとねいつもね遠いから。
they're okay, and they're doing online Japanese Saturday school at the moment, which they really like. So yeah. I think I've run out of things to say.
Okay.
But this.
フォトポップほらほら私がねくじノロノロなりぬねななんだけど2回目
You should open a shop, really.
Oh, really?
Is that looking at me? It's the camera's like that and pointing over there. It is the best cinnamon roll I have ever tasted in my life.
Oh, really? Wow. Thank you.
Every change has a reason. Baby, let it come to you. Every soul.
Naked eye, you see various stars. You get some binoculars and look at the same stars, and you'll see a whole background of additional stars just sitting there in the sky. Incredible.
Okay, bye.
Wait, wait.
I just wanna hold